Hey guys, Notorious here, and welcome back to another Division 2 build. Now today I'm going over my Pyro prototype build. Whoops, that's not the Whoops, okay, that's the Pyro prototype build. My bad, that was my explosives build. So yes, my Pyro prototype build. So this thing I've been kind of working on, it's not 100% complete. It is kind of all over the place, but it does work, and I'm really happy about it. So I've been trying my hardest to grind for pieces and get this build out to you guys, along with a bunch of other builds, as you previously saw. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Well, before I do that, as anyone should know, I can't read very well, and I will do my absolute best to read off names, gear types, and all that. If not, I will describe you the symbol, and if I can't describe it, I'm just going to tell you the damn stats, because screw all that, it's too much. Alright, so my Pyro build. So let's start off with our weapons. I'm currently using the Pyro Maniac. It is a beautiful assault rifle. It didn't roll a completely 100%, but it is not too bad. Its total damage is about 61.9 thousand. Its RPM is 850, and its magazine design is 50 due to the attachments I have on it. Now, whoa, easy there, bud. Careful, careful. Alright, so its assault rifle damage happened to roll completely maxed out. It has damage to health on it, but since you can't change that attribute, well, I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm just kind of stuck with it, but whatever, it's damage to health, I really don't care. And I think I rolled damage to target out of cover on this due to the fact of whenever you do set an enemy on fire, which I do use this in PvP setting, or PvE setting, not PvP, PvE settings, the AI seem to like pull themselves out of cover, so having that extra 10% damage to a target out of cover is really nice. Now its weapon handling, it has pretty good accuracy and really good stability for this assault rifle. I actually do quite enjoy it. It's really good. I advise you to get it. If you can't, it's fine. You know, don't stress about having to have like the exact shit I do in the exact places, because then you're just gonna stress yourself out and all that. If you just have a good assault rifle with at least ignite on it, which is the talent, then you should be fine. But if you happen to have the Pyromaniac, that's what I would advise using. But anyway, its reload speed is about 2.3 seconds. It's pretty fast. It's not too bad. And I don't understand damage drop off. I think that's just like how much range it has. But it's whatever, because there's no scale, so I can't read it off to you. Anyway, so since this is the Pyromaniac and it is a named weapon, it comes with Perfect Ignited. Now, Perfect Ignited deals 25% weapon damage to burning enemies, which is what we're doing, and after 3 kills applies burning to the next enemy you hit. So pretty much just kill 3 guys and then you set the 4th dude on fire, and well, really you can't really tell when that really activates unless you are killing enemies. I don't really use the assault rifle or any of my guns too much. I'm really relying on my skills, and to be honest, I like to watch them burn. Like, let's just be honest. That's the point of the build. So, yeah. Now let's go over our mods and optics and stuff. Now, since this is a skill build, I don't throw on anything like critical hit damage stuff and all that. I mainly go for the weapon's accuracy, stability, and weapon handling. So I threw on the reflex sight, which gives you the 5% weapon handling. On my magazine, I threw on the sturdy extended mag, which gives you the plus 20 rounds and the minus 10% reloading speed. Reloading speed doesn't really affect me since I just get used to it so much. Like, unless it's really affecting me, then I change it, but really, it doesn't really bother me. Now for our grip, I put on the vertical grip, which gives me the 10% accuracy, and on my on the barrel, I put on the compensator, which gives you the 10% stability. Now for my secondary, I'm currently using the custom M870 or M870, whatever you call it. I'm sorry, I don't know guns. the MCS. Now, I'm just currently using this shotgun because it was the only gun I had in my stash that happened to come with ignited already on it, and plus, to be honest, the way I play this build is kind of up close, like medium range. I'm not really in the back too much because I'm like kind of like a rush dude, but I kind of like the shotgun since it had maxed out stats, and I was like, screw it, let's just throw it on there. But anyway, this beautiful thing has a total damage of 974.1 thousand. Its RPM is 79, and then its magazine size is only 5 shells. It rolled with a beautiful maxed out shotgun damage, the 12% damage to armor, and the 10% damage to target out of cover. So I was pretty happy about that. Now, it doesn't have the greatest accuracy, but it has pretty decent stability, so I was pretty okay with that. And it has 3.2 seconds reloading time. But yeah, it did come with just normal ignited on it, which deals 20% weapon damage to burning enemies, and then after 4 kills, it sets the 5th dude on fire. So, you know, I'm basically on my last shell, and if I shoot you, you're gonna burn. So, you know, I'm pretty okay with that. Now for our modifications. I use the reflex sight again, because I want that extra weapon handling. I use the hard tumbler spring for the extra fire rate, because you know I want this thing to be kind of fast. And then I threw on the angled grip for the 10% stability. Alright, and then of course, you know, as you should probably know from all my past videos, I don't care about pistols unless it's a pistol build. So I'm just using the standard fire starter double, or the, what is it called? A sawed-off shotgun from the fire starter specialization. So really, like, this thing is, it does whatever. I don't ever touch it. So if you want a pistol here, that's up to you, and that's your choice. But I don't use pistols. Alright, so let's just go over the main build itself. Now, since this is a prototype, a lot of it is incomplete, but I do know what I want where, so I can easily tell you where I do want things. But since I do constantly update and upload videos of the same build in different versions of it, so like this is the prototype, next one would be like the Mark 1, and then after that would be Mark 2, etc., until I perfect this build, things are going to look a little weird. That's also why I happen to have 5 skill tier instead of 6. So just understand that before we jump into this. Alright, so for my mask, I'm using the Golem Gear mask, which gives me the 10% status effect. It came with armor on it, that's just how it is. I'm still debating if I want to keep the armor, or if I want to change it to a skill tier. I know a lot of people probably say, change it to skill tier. Well, the reason why is because the way I play up close and personal a lot due to being a rusher, or up close and personal kind of guy in games. So, you know, I kind of like that extra armor, especially due to my chest piece, which we'll go over in a second. But yeah, I'm debating. We'll see what happens. But anyway, the attributes. It has skill damage on it. That's exactly what I want. My skill, my status effect, which I had to roll on there. And for my mod slot, I threw on the skill haste, so then my stuff comes back a little faster. For my beautiful chest piece, I have a wyvern. So, I know the wyvern doesn't look too great, but you know, it's whatever. So wyvern, I have 2 pieces of this, which gives me my skill damage and status effect. And then on my attributes, it gives me my status effect. It has skill haste on it. I would like to switch out that skill haste for skill damage. And then as my mod slot, I put on my skill haste. So that's just, I don't know. My point for this build is like, not for your stuff to come back super fast, is to do the most like status effect that you can get and the most damage. I want the fire to be on them as long as possible and to eat away at their health and armor as fast as possible. Excuse me. Whew. So that's really the idea of this build. Now for my talents, I threw on the glass cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 25%, and all damage taken is amplified by 50%. That's why I'm debating if I want to have more armor or not. So we'll see how it goes. For our holster, I happen to have this beautiful exotic that I happened to get a while back, and I was like, well, it's an exotic, I'll just put it away. Now I'm using it. I'm so glad I keep all my stuff. This is the Imperial Dynasty. It comes with a skill tier, and its attributes are status effect and hazard protection. Unfortunately, since it is an exotic, we all know, unless you're new, that you cannot re-roll exotics. If I could, I would get rid of that hazard protection and put skill damage. But, you know, there's only so much you can do. But this beautiful piece has this beautiful talent called Dragon's Glare. Now, while in combat, applies burn to enemies closest to you within 20 meters, and it has a cooldown about 35 seconds. Well, it's actually really weird how this will work, especially if you're trying to be sneaky. There's a couple times I've walked into a room full of enemies, and all of a sudden they're just all on fire, and I haven't fired a single shot or activated a skill. And it's really funny that I was just like, I'm going to sneak up on you, you know, go over here, and that's what I want to do because I want to sit up on this balcony or sit over here in this part. Now let's just set them all on fire and be done with it. So really, you're kind of like a pyromaniac. You're literally a maniac running around setting people on fire with your fucking mind, okay? That's really how it works. Anyway, let's just move on to our kneecaps. Now, yeah, I have not rolled it yet because before I made this video, I did not have the money, and I don't think I still have enough currency in order to re-roll that critical hit damage. But basically, I do use the Honolulu. I have two pieces of this. It is the skill haste and skill damage I get out of it. I want to change the critical hit damage to skill damage, and it did roll with maxed out status effects. So this is a great piece that I have once I do get the currency and I change it. So there's that. For our second piece of Honolulu, I have it on my gloves. I had to roll the status effect on there, and it came with skill damage, so it's pretty much perfect. That's exactly what I want. And for our backpack, I have my last piece of wyvern on my back, normally where they go. Now, this happened to roll with skill haste on it. I'd like to exchange that skill haste for skill damage, and of course, I had my status effect on it, and as my mod slot I put on skill haste, and that's really how I want the whole build to look. It's just the 3 mod slots are skill haste with every piece having status effect and skill damage. Now for our talent, I put on creeping death. Applying or when you apply a status effect, it also sorry, my brain just broke. It also applies to all enemies within 8 meters of your target, and its cooldown is about 15 seconds. So basically, when you walk in and within 20 meters as that one dude sets on fire, any person within 8 meters of him also gets set on fire. So pretty much everyone's just on fire, and you're having a fun time watching everyone burn. That's really how it goes. So yeah. Alright, now let's go over our beautiful skills that I absolutely love, because this is so much fun just to watch everyone burn. Now, I am currently using the Burn Sticky Bomb skill. So basically this thing is a little weird sometimes when I use it, because I'm used to the normal sticky bomb, not the fire one. But it does have a cool little effect. If you do stick someone like in the chest or the head, it'll stay there and continue to burn them, and any person that comes in, like I think a certain radius sometimes, maybe it's because of the backpack, the creeping death, it like sets them on fire, or maybe it's the radius of the sticky bomb itself, but as long as you leave it on them for a couple seconds before you detonate it, any person within that radius of that enemy also catches on fire. So it's kind of useful to like stick to them, and like I count to like 3 before detonating it. The main reason why is because I know if you leave it on them too long, they can easily take it off of them. So I wouldn't want to, you know, risk that. I'd rather just detonate it and blow it up. But anyway, we'll go over its stats. So its cooldown is about 19.1 seconds. Really, I feel like it's more like 14. I'm pretty sure it is. I can check after We'll see what happens, but whatever. It's about 19.1 seconds. Its damage is 1,421,480. Its duration, which is like if you hit a wall or a person, the sticky bomb itself will stay there for about 12 seconds. I don't use this thing in PvP, but if you do happen to use it in PvP, let me know how good it is. I will even make a whole video on that if I have to. More than happy to do it. But its PvP damage is about 312,725. Now, since I don't have the max out 6 skill tiers, I'm only getting the 50% burn damage, the 100% burn duration, which is pretty nice, and then my 75% skill haste. Alright, now for your modifications. Now my first modification here I have is the skill haste it's not maxed out, so it's about 4.7%. I think the maxed out is 5. And then I have the burn duration, which is 4%. I think the maxed out is 5. So that's pretty good. I am going to read off what skill tier 6 does and overcharge. So if I happen to have the full skill tier 6, I would get 60% more burn damage, 112 burn duration, and the 90% skill haste. And when somebody activates overcharge, which I kind of wish they would make overcharge last like I don't know, like a minute at least. Like I feel like overcharge is like 2 seconds and it's done. But if overcharge is activated from somebody or whatever the hell happens, you get 100% burn damage with 200% burn duration and 500% skill haste. So that's pretty goddamn cool. I like that very, very much. Okay, and for our second skill, I am currently using the Airburst Seeker Mine, which is the only one that gives off fire. Now this little guy, when I do deploy it, he does kind of glitch out. I don't know what happens or why it happens, but I'll deploy him and I'll say, hey, go blow up this dude. It'll run over there and not do anything. And then it'll come back to me like, I couldn't do it. I wished out or some shit. I'm like, go back over there and murder him. And it's like a fight. It's like I'm fighting with a stupid fucking droid. But anyway, sometimes it happens, sometimes it does. And so, whatever. It's the only skill I really like to play with, so I just kind of got used to it. And I'm pretty sure you just can't throw it. I think you have to drop it at your feet and tell it to go blow somebody up. But anyway, let's go into its beautiful stats. Now this thing has about 17.1 seconds for our cooldown. Its health is about 213,620 health. Its damage is about 831,398. Its burn damage is 219.433. I didn't say 1,000, did I? It does a lot of damage, alright? And then its burn duration is pretty much like roughly 30 seconds. It's about 27.6 seconds. Now if you use this in PvP, its PvP damage is only going to be about 559, and its burn damage is only going to be about 32,915, but its total radius is 6 meters. So basically, when I use both these skills, I'm normally the guy that is, like I say, I play about kind of close range to about medium, and as soon as the enemies walk out of the door or wherever they're spawning to, I'm already there throwing out my skills and shooting them, so then everything's on fire and I'm doing all this damage. Now, due to my tier 5 skill, I get the 50% damage, the 50% burn damage, and the 250% burn duration. Now for my the modifications. Starting up here in the top right, I have the damage mod on. I only have about 4.5%. I think the max might be 5. I have, for my second modification, is another damage module, which is a 4.6% damage. Pretty sure the max is 5. And then for my top top left or top right. My bad. I have health on because I don't have anything else really. I don't have anything else good, so I just threw on the health. If there is a mod I can put on later on, you know, that'd be nice. Like increased radius would be cool, but I don't have all modifications, so I wouldn't know. But I just threw on some health, so it's about 7.3%. Now, we're going to go ahead and read what happens if I have 6 level tier and overcharge. Now, if I exchange my armor and put on another skill tier, I would put, blah, 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 blah. We're good. Okay. I would have 60% burn damage. I can't believe I skipped that. 60% damage for the main damage and 60% burn damage, 300% burn duration, and if overcharge is activated, which that's absolutely ridiculous, you get 100% damage, 100% burn damage, 400% burn duration, and 300% skill haste. So yeah, that's pretty goddamn cool. And why can't we just all live in overcharge? Like, why can't it be a minute at least? Like, that'd be so cool. Imagine all the damage we can do in overcharge. Like, I'm pretty sure there's builds out there where people are just like, they live in overcharge, but I know there's a cooldown for it, so it's just like but anyway, but that's about it. We don't need to look in stats since I pretty much read everything off to you. We're just gonna go ahead and go over the specialist. Nope, it's behind you. There it is. All right, I use firewall. Which I use firewall. I just thought it was the other one, but whatever. Excuse me. So in firewall, the main perks that are really going to help you out are really going to be the top 3 and the bottom 4. The rest of this stuff is like if you do other kind of builds. But I do have like the damage. I guess the bottom left is good since it has damage to your weapons and stuff. But mainly, I only focus on these. So on the top 3, of course you want to max out this first one so then you get your 25% burn damage. This is pretty good. You get 30% health on kill. It's not too bad. It's not for this build, but really you're going to need your burn damage. And of course for your armor kit, your armor kit recovers about 200% armor and 200% health for over 10 seconds. Down here, your bottom 4, this one's really good. This is again why I've said that I play about medium to close range. Due to this perk, allies deal 10% damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of you. So it's pretty helpful. This one is really good because this, your holster, and then your gun are basically like all elements that aren't using skills in order to set things on fire. So on armor break, you apply burn to enemies within 5 meters. That's why I play close range. The bottom one is just for pulse. I'm pretty sure that's for PvP stuff. I don't care for it. And then this one's pretty good. You get 30% bonus armor doing cover-to-cover moves. So since we do have glass cannon, we are going to be in cover a lot. And that's really where you want to stay. So that's really where it's going to be. Now over here at your bottom left, I do... it is important, but I don't really use my gun too much. I'm really just relying on my skills. I only use like my gun when I kind of want to, which the way you should be using this, you should be using it more, but you know, I do things a little differently. But I do have the maxed out assault rifle damage, which gives me 15% more assault rifle damage, and the 15% increased shotgun damage for my secondary, and that is literally about it. So yeah, what else should I say? Oh yeah, before I end this completely, I would like everyone to know, yeah, I know no one's online. I do have a division clan. If anyone wants a clan, just wants to hang out, just wants to make builds and talk about stuff, or just hang, whatever, you know, just want to come play, come join the Day of the Eclipse or Doe. You can go ahead and find this. It's free for anyone to come and join. You don't need a special invite or anything, and if you'd like to come play with me, that's more than fine. I love explaining builds to people, and I also enjoy teaching people one-on-one, or if you have anything to teach me, I am more than happy to listen. Now, so yeah, that is it for this build. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and sub to the channel. It helps me out. The goal is 1,000 subs, guys. I need that 1,000 subs as soon as possible. Really, it is my tongue is not working. It is my overall goal is to hit 1,000 subs. If you guys can get me there, I am super happy. If not, it's cool. You know, you can just like or even comment down below and tell me how these videos are doing. I normally reply back to all questions, answers, comments, concerns. I'm always there. Like, if you have a question, comment, or whatever, let me know. Yes, so social medias. I don't have any other old social medias anymore. I do have a website. If you want to go check it out, it's in the description below, or you can just go to your search engine and type in notorious.com. It is a bit under construction right now. I am redoing it because I have this wonderful idea for you guys to have. It'll eventually have all my builds up there written out with pictures and videos. Completely word for word, so you guys can just go on there and like, oh, what's this build or what's that, and you guys can literally like look it up, print it out, do whatever you want. That'll soon come. If you're interested in AI generated art, since I know there's a lot of stuff going on about that right now, I do happen to make some with my buddy Daniel. You can check out my Instagram, the link is in the description, or go to Instagram and type in The Notorious Art and you will find it. And then last, I do have a TikTok where I do post like small bits of video and things that Daniel and I do and the things I do for this channel. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and find me on TikTok. It is Notorious Junkie, since Notorious was already taken and my gamer tag is Notorious Junkie. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Again, subscribe, comment down below, let me know, and I will be more than happy to get back to you guys. Anyway, my name's Notorious. You guys have a wonderful day.
Immediate medical assistance needed. signs critical.